What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of The Positive Pathway. Today I'll be sharing two secrets that will help you succeed. Don't give excuses and don't blame. Imagine me, a manager, and I have two staff, Judy and Bob, and I've got the same feedback for both of them. Firstly, I go to Judy and I go, Judy, I noticed that you did this. I would like you in future, instead of doing that, to do this. Judy says, will do. Duly noted. Thank you. Then I go to Bob and I go, Bob, I noticed you did this. In the future, I would like you to do this instead. And instead of Bob responding the same way as Judy did, Bob decides to give me his excuse. Now, it doesn't really matter what Bob's excuse is. It might be quite legitimate. Basically, it's difficult to work with people that give you excuses all the time. It's much easier to work with people that are on board with the team. I first came across both of these traits when I was studying psychology many years ago, just for fun. I thought, I'm going to try this, and I realized straight away that I was giving excuses every day at my work. And I just stopped doing it. It was very simple to implement. When I thought of my excuse, I just kept my mouth shut. And then I went, yes, okay, I will. Very simple. And suddenly, my relationship with my boss improved. I was no longer the staff member that always had an excuse. Now, blame is another one. So blame. This is also very popular. So people like to blame. So ideally, if you've done something wrong, the best thing to do is to confess to what you've done, accept the consequences, and move on. Now, I've had a lot of interesting discussion with my superiors over the years about blame. I've heard many arguments, a lot of them being, but we need to find out who did it, so then we can make sure it never happens again. Now, I think that is a fairly reasonable suggestion. The examples that I've been in discussions with my superiors, it was things the staff knew that they did something wrong, and it was just a mistake. And they didn't need to be blamed, and they didn't need to be singled out. You can easily remind the whole team for standard procedures. You don't need to blame someone. In my opinion, it doesn't achieve anything. The future is what's important. You can't do anything about the past. They made a mistake, let's move on. A lot of people like to jump to blame straight away when their boss goes, who did this? My response is always, I don't know who did this, but here's the solution. The solution is this. Now let's move forward. Everyone wants to know the solution. Suddenly we don't care about the blame. I've had my bosses often push me to find out the person who did whatever, and I won't tell them. I just go, look, it doesn't matter who it is. They obviously did it by mistake, and I'm sure they know they did it by mistake, and I'm sure they won't do it again. People often blame because they don't want their bosses or other people to think that they did it. But there's no need to attribute blame. Again, find the solution. The solution is what impresses people. There can be many mistakes, but if you can keep finding the solutions, that's a winning attribute. I've had circumstances where I've seen people blame someone else for a mistake that was clearly their own fault. Now, they're just not accepting responsibility for their own actions. And that's what blame tells people. When people give me their excuse and then blame someone else, it basically tells me they're not ready for any promotions. Don't give excuses and don't blame. When I first started teaching, I was teaching martial arts, and I never understood why people were so inclined to give me excuses when I was giving them feedback. I was being completely non-judgmental and just offering some refinement on their technique, and they'd give me these long-winded excuses, and I just think, just do what I asked. It's very simple. It's not like I'm asking you to do anything you don't want to do anyway. You want to progress and you want to learn, but instead of listening, you're giving me excuses. So is this your ego? And I think it is. If you found this video interesting, please like or subscribe. Don't give excuses and don't blame. And remember, respect one another. Respect. Bye for now.